take a look at these two drawings or doodles belonging to two young girls, both of them less than 10 years of age, can you make a guess of the drawing that depicts the girl that was sexually molested? I know that is something big for you right now, probably. But do you know that you can actually find that out from what graphological findings have revealed over time? Welcome to Right Track. I am Dr. Wright, and as usual on this channel, I tell you what your handwriting is saying about you and about yours. Today we'll be talking about doodles. Doodles reflect so much about the personality of what somebody is going through, particularly children, especially if they have not attained a certain level of what we call graphological maturity, and that's at the age of 6 or thereabout. So they can actually draw, and from what they draw, so much can be revealed. Now, on this board here, there are 3 diagrams. One is showing a happy face of a child, one is showing a sad face, and the last one, I don't know what face I should call this, but clearly there's something happening to this child. Now, do you know that because it has to do with the handwriting, it's essentially about the brain. You know, what we refer to as handwriting actually is brain writing. And that's why it is possible for people to write even without using their hands. So if it's called handwriting, why is that possible? It is telling you that there's something deeper than that, because writing impulses are generated from the brain. They only travel through the nerves, so the muscles of the fingers, onto the surface of what is to be written on. But essentially, there are people that we know, you probably have seen on social media, that they can actually write with their legs and toes, or even with the mouth. I'm sure if you hold a pen with your mouth, I'm sure you can write. It might be slow, but you can write. So why is it called handwriting? So even if you draw, it reveals something inside you that is deeper than what you can communicate with the mouth. For children, a lot of times, they don't get to talk, they don't get to speak out all the time. Sometimes they might have been traumatized or somebody must have bullied them, but you can get so much about your child from whatever a child doodles. And I'm going to share a few things about doodling with us right now. Number one, if your child should doodle sunlight or flower, that shows a child that is happy, a child that is raised in a happy home. You know, there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of love and hospitality in that home. When your child doodles by default flower or sunlight, that is an indication that that child is raised in a very good home. Now, does that mean that that's the only basis for which we assess a child that is raised in a good home? That's not what I'm saying. All right, but if you see that you can take that to the bank. Number 2, if you see a child doodling a name, whether it is the name of the colleague in class, there's an attachment to that particular person whose name is being doodled. So it can be maybe a childhood crush on that particular person whose name is written on the paper of the child. Find out what is the connection between your child and the person whose name the child is doodling. And that tells you a lot. Even if it's your child's surname, there's a lot of attachment to the family name perhaps. And that's why the child is doodling that. Number 3, if your child should doodle stars, you know, or your child should doodle an arrow, all those things say a lot about a child that is very, very ambitious, you know, always active, always going somewhere. And finally, now, if your child should doodle a smiley face, that is also very good. That is also a very good sign. However, if a child should doodle a house, for example, without a door, that is a red flag. A house without a window, that is a red flag. That shows there's something happening to your child in that house, or whichever house that child is staying, not necessarily your child, but any child that doodles a house without a door or a window, there's a challenge we are looking out for. And so bringing me back to where we started from, this child obviously is a healthy child. This child is not a happy child, but the most concern is this child. This doodle has no mouth. there's something happening to this child that makes her so much traumatized that she's not able to draw the mouth. It shows that they are not even allowing this child to speak. They probably would, you know what Yorubas will call samba. I don't know. I'm sure some of you received that while you were small. Samba, and that's serious slam on the back of the child, on the bum bum, and the child just shuts down. It affects the child's self-esteem. So you can see that this child, there's no mouth and there are no hands. This child is not really given, a very good atmosphere to express himself or herself. And this is deep. Guys, what I'm sharing with you is deep. There's so much more in the world of graphology that can be revealed to people and they tell you something about their personality traits or character traits. This is just one of it. And this is not exhaustive. If you have loved today's content and you desire to see more of this kind of posts, please make sure you follow me on my YouTube page and click the notification button so that anytime I post, you are among the first partakers. Always remember, if you must get it right, you must do it the right way. I see you soon.